Okay, you all can see my screen, right? If you cannot hear me or cannot see my screen, just let me know. Okay, let's do a quick review. In last lesson, we learned the ways to install Java on your machine, or either a Mac or a Windows PC. If you have tried it and run into a problem, and let me know. And then we look at the syntax, the basic Java syntax. So typically, you at a minimum you need like 4 lines. The first one is a class, any class name you like, and then a main method, the main that's required, and then some other the real Java code, Java lines. Okay. So for a class, when you pick a defined class, the first letter has to be uppercase for whatever reason. That's a requirement. So M has to be uppercase for the first letter. Java is case sensitive. That means uppercase may and lowercase, means different thing. And also the Java file name, the name before the .java part needs to match may here. Oh, still I didn't correct that. So this, for example, this one, it should be may.java, uppercase M. And even those that's required a curly braces, they need to be paired. So that one, that's open there and close here. And for the inside one, this one match this one, that's for the method. The outside pair, that's for the class. And each Java code line ends with a semicolon. Okay. And this is the system library. It's not user defined. Okay. And then we look at the method. You can define method. Again, you can pick a name. For method, actually, normally it starts with a lowercase. You can have parameter or no parameter. We will look at that in the today. What does the method parameter mean? Okay, and also the method can be called multiple times. Okay, well, as many times as you want, as necessary. Quiz. Let me check if, okay, no questions there. After each lesson, I gave you a quiz, just for you to review. So it's not like a homework. Well, it's kind of homework, but it's just like you do it and look at the answer first, and then compare with the answer. Okay. So the questions here are pretty easy. So yeah, Java is a computer programming language. Yes. Java not only run Windows, it run on Mac, even on your cell phone, it run many devices. Java dash version from the command line returns the which version of Java you have on your computer. Java code that runs can be outside class, true or false. It's false. The Java code has to be inside class. Java is case insensitive. That's false. Java is case sensitive, not insensitive. Each line ends with comma. That's true. That's yes. Main method is optional Java program. Yeah, no, that's required. Can I use a file name that is different from the class name? No, it's just they need to match. Can I use a number or a lowercase letter as a first letter of a class? No, the class name needs to be uppercase letter, no number, not lowercase. Can I use square bracket to mark the beginning and the ending of a block of Java code? No, you have to use curly braces. Someone asked a question here. For number 6, is a comma. On number 6, what did I say? Name ends with comma. Oh yeah, that's false, right? Semicolon. You're right. Good catch. Good catch, Alice and Lauren. A method can only call once. Yes or no? No, we can. A method can be called more than once. Good. And here are the answers, right? 6. Oh yeah, for semicolon. And also, I recorded the lesson in case you want to watch the recording. For example, when you install Java on your computer or download or install, you have some trouble, then maybe you can watch the video of our lesson and follow the steps there, see if you can figure out. If not, you can always contact me. Okay. Let's see, put that there. Today we are going to learn something different. First is comments. So in any programming language, you need a comment, comment sign to label or to add something in your program that the computer won't run. The computer won't, run that line, but just for you to follow the code, to remind yourself. If you share the code with someone else, tell someone else that what you are trying to do here. But probably primarily for yourself. Say, okay, I did this. Later on when you review your code. Because without the comment, sometimes you get lost. I say, oh, why do I do this? Why do I do that? So it's for readability and also for good notes. Remind yourself. / is used to comment out a single line. Okay, if you have a single line, you can use / to comment out. And you can use a pair of / stars. So / and close /. Then you can comment out on multiple lines. There's 2 ways to add a comment. Let's see what else. And of course, you can use, the slash comment, multiple lines too, or you can use the slash star to come out a single line. So it's pretty flexible. So let's try that here. See, this is the code. So you can add something. Or in the Java code, if you leave a blank, that's totally fine. Sometimes you say, oh, I want to add some empty lines, so make my code look like not that crowded. That's totally fine. Here I say you put a single line, say I just want to say hello to the world. That's totally fine. And then, or you can have multiple, say you can use that, this is fun. I like it. Oh. All right. Then, well, just remember when you use this thing, then even though the program doesn't care about the comment lines, but you have to comment correctly. For example, if you start to comment something but forgot to close it, then it will throw error. But in this case, actually, it tells you, oh, unclose the comment. So it knows you start a comment block, but you didn't close it, and close it like that. So that's closed. And many editors, for computer programs actually color the code differently. Like in this case, the comment show the green, so that's a comment. And this is the regular color, black, and that's normal, normal lines. It is static text, so different colors. And I want to show you another. This two I may show you later, but this is the called a Visual Studio. This is by Microsoft, I think. It's a free. If you search Google Visual Studio Code, then you can download and install on your computer. It should be able to run on both Mac and PC. This is, with this, you can type almost like any computer programming languages. Let's see, excuse me. New file. Oh, you need to give a name. You can say hello, Java, return. No, not there. It's a new file. Where's my new file? Huh? What's the difference? Oh, whatever. So we try one more time. Oh, we need to open a folder. That's why it's okay. But it can say new file. And before you type anything, you can say, I'm typing, you can say save to desktop. Hello, Java, save it. Now it knows it's a Java. And then when you type something, let me copy this in here. So it keep, oh, okay, so it's a different color like that. So this one, comment is green, and this is the regular. Yeah, see this like that green, bluish green, that color. That's all the the keyword. The blue, that's the keywords public class, public static, data out. I think the yellow is something like a method. For method, it's a yellow. And the orange or brown is static text. And this light blue is like a variable. But the color actually helps, it helps. Compare with just, black on white, then this is much better. So I strongly recommend using any editor, text editor for programs, computer programs. Yeah. So code, yeah, this code called shortcut code is Visual Studio Code. It's very popular. Many people use it. Okay. So let's go back to here. Look at the comment. Variables. You probably have heard of variables. Variables basically are short names or containers to store data values. There are different types of variables. Normally a string. A string is some text, like hello world, letters, numbers, spaces, special characters. There's a string. And int is basic integers, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No decimals, not decimal. But if you want to have decimal numbers, then it can call it a float, or later on like a double. So like something that whatever number dot number, that's float, or double. Or double, I think is integer. Yeah, float is float. For integers like int, long, short, double, we will look at each of them. Or single char, this means single character, like A or B or C, or square bracket, something like a backslash. Strings normally are surrounded by the double quotes, pair. And for character, you use a single quote, single, okay. And also a Boolean, as a Boolean variable to store like a true or false. That's a value, only 2 values. Before you use a variable, you have to declare it. When you declare a variable, then you need to specify the type. What type of variable you are declaring? The syntax to declare a variable is like this, and the type, the variable name equal to a value, initial value. I think the initial value, that's optional. You can just declare a variable without initialize it. For example, let's try this thing. Again, use this thing because in case you don't have the code or other text editor. Let's see. Put it here. Yeah, that's fine. So what we are doing here is we declare a variable called a name, and the type is string. Remember the string, the first letter S has to be uppercase. If the lowercase, that's error. And then this initial value is called declare, and this is called initialization. So with this one, so we have a variable, and then we just use this variable this way instead of use a static text. Right? So let's try it. Yep, so you get a DB out. So sometime you can do that, or you can do this. Come out. So you can declare variable, but if you declare without assigning a value to it, still you need a semicolon here. This way, you say, okay, I got a variable I can use anytime I want to. So then I say, okay, I'll give it a value. That's the same thing. So if you run it, you still get that value out. And then say, I want to have a different value for the name. How about hello world? Right. And now we have a new value and then print that name out. Oops. You will get the same thing here. Right, David, hello world. So you declare a variable name, you give it a new value, you print out. You give a different value, you print out again. So yes, David, hello world. So this is a variable. What else about a variable we want to know? Oh yeah, different kind of variables. Integer, int. Int is lowercase. Say it's not. That's funny, is it? For int as a lowercase I, float as a lowercase f. What happened? Why I got the something wrong here? No. Okay. You all can still see my screen, right? Good. Good. Because I got the this will pop up. And that's 3, 4, 6. Okay, good. So float is a lowercase f, traveling, just string like it's not is using uppercase. Yeah, there must be a reason. Let's look at the int. Let's how to print the int out. Okay, let's see. David, how about int age about 14. And by the way, you can, when the variable, has a value, contains a value, then you can access anytime and multiple times. So got name print out there, you can print out again and say, see, this string manipulation, we'll learn that. But for now, you know that I got a name, I want to add something like a David is, add some spaces, double quote. See this, the whole thing here is a string. No variable for it, but this is called a static string. The plus sign, if first variable is a string, then after the first variable, then everything is treated as string. So that, and plus this is called a string concatenation. Let's see, David, that's name is 14 string years old. Quote. So we got a 2 static string here and a 2 variable string. So we expect to print out like a name is that years old. So let's test. Where David is 14 years old, right? So this is how to use a variable, string and int. Let me check my email because we have one student not showing up. I want to make sure. Yeah. He either forgot or had a trouble connect to the meeting. Oh well. Yeah. Okay. Float. Float is funny. When you define float, look at that with for int, you just put an integer number there. And for float, then you need to add f to indicate that is a float. And of course, the float is with some decimal digits. Let's see, let's do that. Try that. And come on. Height, I think that's 5.4 feet. So then maybe we can, instead of print height out, maybe we can try that, something like that. David is height that tall, that feet. What's the right way to say it? David's height is that. David is that feet tall. That's whatever. Yeah, so David is at 5.4 feet tall. Is that tall? I think so. Let's print. Yeah, see, it put it there. Even though it's a float, but this string concatenation automatically convert this float into a string 5.4. It dropped the f, because the f is not part of a string. The f is just an indicator indicating that this is a float. And when we print this, the float value out, the computer converts the float variable into a string and print out. Okay, we will learn the string manipulation and conversion or type conversion later on. Oh yeah, let's try this also. Yeah, great. So let's see. We declare variable called grade, has some space. Yes, this is another thing. You can see that, probably see that. And also look at the this editor here. Normally, when you write program, you want shifted lines to indicate which this is a one block, this outer block, and this one should be paired. This is much better than if you do that. Let me say true. This is not a good format, right? Everything is aligned to the very left. And if you only have a few lines, it's okay. But let's say a real application program normally involve like hundreds of thousands of lines. They all just like that. And they say, oh, where this block start, where stop. And then, this one paired with which one. And it's make the program very hard to read. So normally you want to keep the outer one at the leftmost, and then you start to shift the code, right? So, this function, that's like a 4 characters normally, or you can buy 2, but single one, if you just buy 1 character, then maybe that's not enough. And so inside the function, you want to move everything to right further, right? So this is, in this way, the code like, it's a lot easier to follow and read. See, back to here. Now we got a new variable called a grade. And again, you can just print out a grade, but if you do that, it just A there, it kind of, whoa, what does that mean? What is A about? So normally you probably want to say, yeah, something like, okay, David got an A for his math class. It's a math, not just math. Then I make like a sentence. This spinning thing here, even though the program is very, very small, it should take no time to compile, but this is a web-based tool. So still, I don't know why it takes so long. But while it's spinning there, let's try our local computer or command. Yeah, finally got the thing out. There we got an A, it's math class. But if we try that here, here, paste. We call it hello, fine, hello, right? Let's save it and come back to my command session. Okay. Oh, let me actually do something higher than the status bars. Some preferences. Dark. Automatically hide. Good. And what's the other part? Automatically hide. Oh, good. Yeah. So remember, we saved the file to desktop. And then we have the file called hello.java. That's this program here, right? And if you have Java installed, yeah, I have Java. I have 17.0. And to run my program, like the spinning wheel thing is doing spinning and running. It's doing this Java hello.java. Java. not just Java, Java C. That's a command called a Java compiler. You know, it's a compile the Java program. So just compile it. Now you have something new. Instead of just hello.java, the file we just created, we have this class. This is the output of this command, Java C. And then we can run the program Java, just Java and hello. And now just hello, not .java, not even that. It's running the dot class, but actually doesn't need it. So it's just Java, hello, hit return. So quick, right? It's very quick. Even the compile, remember the compile? Very quick. And the running, very quick. So compare with this web-based Java tool, you know, this, if you can do it on your local computer, it's very, very fast, right? This is how you compile and run Java program on your computer. Okay, let's go back to here. Oh, a Boolean variable. Let's try a Boolean variable then. Yeah, a Boolean is just true or false. So let's see. Boolean, it's not aligned, just hit a tab. Is Davia a student? Yes. So true or false? How about this? David is a student. And we get the answer, true or false. Again, we need to, every time you change the program, you need to compile it. Compile, run. What happened? What did I do?
You didn't save the program.
Good catch, good catch. Yes, it's still solid data. I thought we are still using this tool, got lazy. This one is saved on, when you click run, it saves the thing and compile the thing and run the thing, so 3 steps. But if we do that outside this web, then we have to remember, you know, save the file. If it's a solid dot, that means it's not saved. So you can either say save or just use Command S. So either way. So when it's saved, then it's just a cross, not a solid dot. Good catch. Compile, run. There you go. David is a student. Oh, wow, that's not even a question. Yeah, is David a student? True. And if not, false. Good. So this is right. If that's a question, then is David a student? Add some space. So string, variable, string, variable. Again, I want to Command S. Watch the solid dot will disappear. Command S. I save it and compile. Is David a student? False, because we define a variable called false. Yep, that's the false variable there. Okay, that's variable. Oh, Next thing is parameter, method parameters. Remembering our first method example here, we print something, we just define method and no parameter, empty. But inside the method, we have a static string to print out, hello world. That's called a static string. And when we call it, we just leave it blank also. We don't pass any value to it. So this is called a no parameter method, okay? But you can pass value to method when you call the method. Like, okay, let's say you got print some name, you pass the first name in, you print a full name out, but in the method, you give the first name, but you have a last name static, a local static name, and print out the full name. So in this case, the first name here is called a parameter, a method parameter, sometimes called argument. The same thing. Let's see how it works. So in this case, the class is same class, two methods inside this. But one of the methods is a main, so the program can run. If you don't have a main, the program won't compile. Let's try that. Copy that. And just here, so I don't have to save a lot of file there. So I'm going to get lazy and just put it here. Oh, now I got two classes. We don't need two classes. Get rid of that. And that is wrong. Oh, there, see? First time we call my method, we pass the Louis as first name, and call this method, and get the value, copy the value Louis, and then print that along with the last name. So we get Louis Lee. And second time we call John, same thing, John plus Lee, we got John Lee. And third time we call the method, pass Andy to the method, and then put that here, and then print Andy Lee, okay? Yeah. But this is method, yeah, I know it's method, maybe my first method, but in real program, this is just an exercise, right? If you do it for work or real thing, then you probably don't want to call it my method. You probably want to make the method name, like pick a name that kind of relates to what you are trying to do. In this way, said, like a print out a full name, you maybe want to say print full name. And what's the naming convention? Let's see, what's the naming convention? I forgot that word, but there's what naming convention? Forgive me, I forgot the name. But this is a standard method. Basically, first letter is lowercase, and then for every other word, the first letter of a word use uppercase. So lowercase, uppercase, full name, and that's with uppercase, that to indicate they are different words, and no spaces, right? No spaces. And I don't think numbers is allowed. Dash, underscore, I don't think those specials allowed. But let me try that. Let's try that one. But if you change there, you have to change all of them. Otherwise, throw error. Let's see what happened. Yeah, it doesn't like the dash. See, there's a little here. There's the little thing here to say, hey, what are you doing here? That's not right. So it's complaining about the special characters. So basically no spaces, no special characters. It's just like remember lowercase and then uppercase every word. So this is a good name. There we go. It's happy now. Okay. As that method, we take the time. Oh my goodness, it's already 49. Sorry, I didn't watch my time. When I hide in my the top navigation bars. So again, I have several simple questions you can review, and yeah, please try these things. Change. Create a method you like and do something like this, and see if you can make it work. You can either try here, use web, or you can, use a, text editor, edit the program, and then save it, and then do the compile and then do the run on a command set. If you use Windows or PC, that's a DOS window. If you use Mac, it's a terminal called a terminal window session to get the commands. Okay. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, that's it. And I'm going to stop sharing and stop recording.